Oh, it's a good week. So much speculation happening and a lot of affordable comic books that you got to consider. Let's jump into it. Another week, another list. 6 years strong every week without skipping a beat. The most trending comics in the comic book marketplace. Hit the subscribe, hit a like button to say congratulations, and our LCS owner will hit you with number 10.
Guess who's back? Back again. It is Blood Hunt, the Red Band edition, the 1 in 25 variant for issue number 3. Now, we talked about number 1, which was that awesome decapitated Thor cover. Well, now we have number 3, which is this crawling out of the grave homage to Vault of Horror number 26. This was only available if you ordered 25 copies of the Red Band, the ultra gruesome Marvel comic from this Blood Hunt event. If you order 25 of those, you would be rewarded with a copy that is now selling for $115 this week.
Usually, ratio variants the week they come out are selling for about what the ratio is. A 1 in 25 variant will usually hit about $20 or $25, but this one's over $100, and it is a big deal. And there are still 2 more issues left of the Blood Hunt event, too. So issue number 4, there's another one of these EC homages. It's actually an homage to Tales from the Crypt 28 for issue number 4. And then number 5, we've got an homage to Vault of Horror number 30 with this creepy Miles Morales severed hand cover to keep an eye out for.
FOC for number 5 is next Friday, so get your orders in. I don't think enough people are reading Blood Hunt. It's only getting better. After finishing issue 2, it made me order the rest of the series. It's quality. I can't remember the last time I said that about a Marvel event. How's it been going at the LCS?
It's selling very steadily. This is one of those books that every single person I've recommended it to has continued to read it and added them back to their pull list. A lot of times you'll have people who will pick up issue number 1. It's fine. And then they might get 2, and then they don't get 3 or 4. These people are all ordering it, and this is the one that I think people need to buy.
Jed McKay is killing it. My jaw dropped when I got to the end of issue 2. I can't remember the last time I read a comic book event and went, I need to get the tie-ins. I was floored. Doctor Strange, where are you at? And if you like EC Comics, Oni Press is doing something that's going to make you happy. They're bringing back EC Comics, just like the homages that they're doing here on Blood Hunt. And they're starting out with the Lee Bermejo cover.
Yeah, that Lee Bermejo cover is extremely eye-catching, and just like all the old-school EC comics, they're all anthologies, so there's a bunch of different stories in here. In this first issue, we've got Brian Azzarello, Chris Condon, Jay Holtham, and Stephanie Phillips on writing duties, and then Jorge Fornes, Phil Hester, Peter Krause, and Vlad Legostayev on art duties in here, so it's going to be packed. I'm excited to read this one.
So many indie comic books getting optioned all the time, and the best way to keep up on all of them and to find out the comics that are going up in value is to download Key Collector Comics. We use this app every single day, and you can utilize code Tom101 to unlock a free 2-week subscription and support the show and check out the indie comics category. Number 9 on the list is Petrolhead number 1 from Image Comics, hitting $8 average sales. Do not buy this book at a 9.8. There's only one that exists. Don't be the first.
This sounds like interesting spec. This book came out late 2023, and right now in June 2024, we have found out that it is optioned to be a movie by Mr. B Films. It's a 350% increase in copies sold this week, and we're not even reporting a high sale because they're really selling in the $8 to $10 range. These are out there. It's an Image comic. Shops made them, and again, nobody was speccing on this book. I can tell you that as a local comic shop, we only bought 3 copies, and I'm pretty sure they sold off the shelf a month or 2 after they came out. It was not a lot of buzz when this came out. It looked kind of cool. I'm always going to take a dip on an early Image Comics number 1, and this one might pay off.
This comic looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I mean, the art is pretty vibrant. It's got some Mad Max vibes set in a dystopian future with a whole lot of robots and cars and shootouts. I mean, seems like something that could be adapted to the screen, but it looks like it could be kind of expensive to produce.
I was going to say, it does look like a cool movie. We found a little trailer for it that is probably playing right now as I'm talking. I don't know if this is going to be live action or animated, but I wouldn't mind either way, honestly, based on the way they were able to make these panels look in motion. And actually, you can go to petrolheadcomic.com, and at least as of this recording, you're able to still buy signed copies, like direct from the creators themselves, which is pretty cool.
Basically, what they're selling for on eBay, unsigned. You're welcome. Number 8 on the list is Predator number 1. The first appearance of Predator in comic books came out in 1989. And this book is hitting $60 average sales, $450 for a CGC 9.8. It seems too low, especially when you consider that Alien 1 the book is actually called Aliens 1 from Dark Horse Comics, is a $3,000 9.8.
In its defense, this Aliens book is lower print run and really bad paper quality. It's an all-black cover. It is tough in a 9.8. But this Predator book is high demand. For anyone who's out there searching for the raw copies, I am going to implore you to open the copy and look on the fine print on the inside first page. There is a second print, and not everyone checks these. It's still a 167% increase in copies sold this week for a property that is definitely not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere, and it's also coming back pretty soon, actually. We just got casting news about the next upcoming Predator-based film, which is going to be called Badlands. Elle Fanning is going to be the lead in that movie, so that is pretty exciting, and it will be directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who was behind Prey, which came out in 2022 and was one of Tom's favorite movies of all time, based on the way he says.
I love that movie. I've watched it so many times. It's kind of an anytime movie for me, and I find it intriguing because a lot of people believe that there's going to be a Prey 2. Same dude. This guy may be doing a futuristic Predator alongside of doing a Predator set in like the Civil War. We have no confirmation of that, but that's a whole lot of Predator with Alien right around the corner.
Yeah, honestly, I've always been more of an Alien kid myself. I'm excited for Alien Romulus. We just got the trailer for that like last week, and I am still excited for whatever Noah Hawley is cooking up on TV. He's making an Alien TV series, which is still happening as well.
You guys ready? Sorry for interrupting the video. I'm eating an animal cracker. Can you just tell them about this?
It's upside down, man. You suck at this. Dude, like I told you, that's Lady Deadpool, man. However, that's not her first appearance.
This is the one shot. Shout out Mike Troy. If you haven't seen that video, it's amazing. It's on YouTube already.
It's the best video that's ever been made.
Join our SMS group. We do weekly giveaways. Someone won a giveaway this past week. The announcement was already made. We contacted them. They won the Frank Miller Essentia.
Their phone number ends in 5300.
We've already messaged you. You're going to be getting that book. But this is this week's giveaway. The one shot, Lady Deadpool. It's a beautiful copy. I picked this up at Dallas Fan Expo, and you can win it too by going to ComicTom101.store. Link in the description. Join our SMS group. Hot damn, let's get back to the video.
Back to the video.
Number 7 on the list, a perpetually relevant book that has me less than excited for an animated feature. And really, those are words that I like. Watchmen, number 1. We finally got the trailer for the new animated feature Watchmen, and I really don't think that I'm behind this one. The book itself is fantastic. $60 average sales and $680 for CGC 9.8. This is a great book, and there are a lot of them out there. There's a ton on the census, but people keep picking it up.
Yeah, not only did we get a trailer for the Watchmen movie finally, but we did get confirmation that it will be split into 2 parts. So we're going to get part 1 later this year, and part 2 comes next year. They're definitely doing a kind of 3D animation style. It actually looks almost identical to What If over on Disney+. I'm okay with that, I think. I definitely prefer that look to the kind of anime style that DC has been using for so much of their recent content as well. So I prefer it in that sense. But honestly, I just got done with my 3rd rewatch of the HBO live-action Watchmen series, and that blows everything else out of the water for me. And seeing this kind of faithful comic adaptation trailer didn't really spark interest in me the way I wanted it to.
I'm not too hyped about this trailer. It looks like a rehash of the live action film, but it'll probably be a little bit weirder because the comic books were weirder and it's supposed to adapt it a little bit more to the source material. However, I'll always take more Watchmen. I want more HBO Watchmen. There's an increase of copies sold of 200% on a book that when it sells above $600, I think it deserves it, but also consider this. Sandman 1, 9.8. Last sale, $680. Watchmen 1, 9.8, $680. One of those is way undervalued, and I don't think it's Watchmen.
As someone that sells comics professionally for a living, we always have to weigh the whole comparison thing. Would you spend this because you could also get this book, and which would you want more? I personally would want a Sandman number 1 more in a 9.8 than a Watchmen number 1 because I know how high the print run is, but it is still a high-demand book, and both are really nice books to have.
What is your pick in the comment section below? Watchmen 1 at 9.8 or Sandman 1 9.8 for the same price? Gotta know while we chat about number 6 on the list with... What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just giving you shit for the boys in advance.
Oh, okay. I like that because number 6 on the list is herogasm number 1, the first appearance of Jensen Ackles. Oh, wait, Soldier Boy, who's not confirmed to be in this Boys Season 4, where 3 episodes dropped between the time that this list was created and that we're filming right now, that I will watch to completion this weekend. I'm super stoked. It's one of my favorite superhero shows of all time. But there's no confirmation that Jensen Ackles is going to be in it. Except for these 3 episodes, I don't know. No spoilers. But what I do know is that by the time all these sold, no one had confirmation, which also tells me people are specking probably because he showed up in Gen V.
So we are seeing $30 average sales for The Boys Herogasm #1 with a $77 sale for a CGC 9.8, which is the lowest sale it has gone for all year, and it's also barely above the record low of $76. That is the all-time lowest this book has ever gone for. It might be time to pick up one of these right now, especially if you're a boys nerd like this guy over here. We're seeing a 300% increase in copies sold for this super, super mature book. We actually did a Johnny Desjardins cover for it a couple years ago. We had to put like a little mature sticker on the back so you could not open it without acknowledging this book's mature and be warned.
2 characters from the Gen V spin-off series, which is also excellent, is going to join in Season 4. They're talking about expanding the universe while stopping the current narrative after Season 5. Interesting stuff.
I'm just ready for it to be over. I like The Boys well enough, but I'm not really into it as much as I am other things. Speaking of other things, let's talk about G.I. Joe and the Transformers #1. This is like the first time those 2 properties crossed over in the comic books. This came out in 1987. This is here at number 5 on the list with $15 average sales and a CGC 9.8 hitting $210 earlier this month.
Shout out Madam Web, which I watched this past weekend. It's not that bad, damn it.
I refuse to believe you. I'm not going to watch that movie, but I can't imagine it is not anything other than bad.
No. There's got to be someone who's watching this video who can back me up. This movie was not terrible.
Sounds like a ringing endorsement to me. We got a 133% increase on copies sold of this book. Not anything to do with Madam Web, because we did get confirmation that a writer has been attached to the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie that's happening.
The Transformers movies have a track record of being less than average. So when we have notification that Derek Connolly is signed up to write this one, his list, a fairly pedigreed list, Jurassic World, Kong Skull Island, Detective Pikachu, which I loved, and the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie. This is a really good list, and I really think that if we have someone who's going to take a good property of characters and things we're familiar with, Derek is going to do a great job.
I hope he pulls a James Gunn and starts reading the source material, and he just goes straight to last year. Energon Universe, Robert Kirkman, Joshua Williamson, Daniel Warren Johnson. I mean, the layout is right there.
I feel like we probably should have mentioned this back when we talked about The Boys, but we have a Boys cover going in this month's Mystery Mail Call, so sign up for that. We're doing the July Mystery Mail Call. The Boys, #1, with a Homelander patriotic American flag variant done by none other than Johnny Desjardins.
1 per box. I'm going to save the other announcement. That's also 1 per box, but I will say it's a key, it's a new character, and it's a Peach Momoko cover. ComicTom101.com. Support our show directly. We'll send you some comics every single month. Number 4 on the list, Detective Comics 751. This book is an $8 average sale, and it's probably in the dollar bin.
So reporting that raw sale, you would figure the slabs would be going for a little bit more. Back in January of this year, we had a 9.8 go for $10. That's incredible. 9 of these at a 9.8. Again, another one of these books that no one was specking on because first appearance of Sacha Bordeaux does not light a whole lot of fires. But this week, a little bit of James Gunn spec added this 750% increase in copies sold. People are now looking for this book.
Boys is one of my favorite superhero shows of all time, right next to Peacemaker, and this is some of the first Peacemaker news, and it's not stopping there because we're going to get Roy from The Office joining the cast.
Yes, that is correct. Roy from The Office. David Denman is joining the cast of Peacemaker Season 2. His role is not disclosed. We don't know what character he's going to be playing, but we did also get confirmation that actress Sol Rodriguez is joining the cast as well as Sacha Bordeaux. Peacemaker Season 2 has been filming for about a month, and this character is actually super interesting. She's got kind of like a romantic association with Batman in the comics, which is a green flag for me because that tells me that we might be laying some groundwork here for the future installments in James Gunn's DCU, hopefully for Batman, the Brave and the Bold movie that's on deck.
A romantic interest of Batman who is not Selena Kyle, who is super smart and figures out his identity and then ends up becoming a cyborg, courtesy of the Checkmate organization, which has ties to Suicide Squad. Amanda Waller's getting her own show, bridging the James Gunn universe all together.
The pieces are all starting to fall into place, and we actually just got confirmation this week as well that Creature Commandos, which is the animated series that is going to be the first official new installment in the DCU, that is slated for December. So we've got like less than 6 months to go now until we actually start to get the ball rolling on this stuff. I'm excited.
Not enough slabs on the census. Don't be the first one to buy a 9.8 until more hit it. There's going to be a lot more coming. You're going to end up paying more money now than ever. This is one to go to your LCS and see if they have sitting around.
Just like this next book on the list, Adventures of Superman number 424. This is where they change the title from Superman to Adventures of Superman, and it ends up being a double key because we get to see first appearance of Samuel Lane, who is Lois Lane's father. But the big one, and the reason why this has a 633% increase in copies sold this week, is Cat Grant, gossip columnist over at the Daily Planet. Looks like they're really trying to staff out this newspaper before we have any upcoming Superman stuff happening.
And I literally just said that last week when Russ and I did this video by ourselves. The first appearance of Steve Lombard was number 1 on the list because of Beck Bennett, my homie from SNL, joining the cast. I remember saying, this movie feels a little overstuffed. There's a whole bunch of characters in here. And like a couple days later, we got this news that not just one, but there are 2 new Daily Planet reporters joining the cast of this movie.
Michaela Hoover is cast as Cat Grant this past week. This book is going for $8 average sales, $150 for a 9.8. If you get this book in high grade, and then luck out on that 9.8, securing it for under $10, that is a huge value bump potential on a really cool book. Cat Grant has been portrayed in CW's Supergirl, as well as Lois and Clark, and Michaela Hoover has worked with James Gunn on Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 3. Clearly, he's hiring people who have experience.
You say that, but you're immediately wrong with this next number on the list. It's
True.
from the same run, a little later. We have Adventures of Superman number 480. This book is the first appearance of Ron Troop, another reporter over at the Daily Planet, and the actor playing Ron Troop. This will be his first role ever, which is pretty exciting for him, I bet. This is actor Christopher McDonald, not to be confused with Christopher McDonald from Happy Gilmore. Shooter McGavin, different guy. I've seen a lot of articles that have his face on the news announcement, and it is confirmed that's not him. So don't get too excited, I guess, about that.
No, they're getting excited because an increase of 900% on an $8 book. Hot damn. Go hunting, guys. These are numbers ranking pretty high on our list. And don't buy them at a 9.8. Get this. There is one that exists.
I just think that especially these type of Superman books that have been around for a long time, all of a sudden, we just have people that weren't necessarily paying attention and weren't reading them that want these appearances. I don't think they have a whole lot of long-term hold to them. If you want them for your collection, yes, pick them up. But really, this is the type of thing that I don't think going out and spending the money on getting them graded is even a really good idea.
I completely disagree with you. Low buy-in, James Gunn potential on characters no one knows about. All it takes is one of these actors to come out the gate strong, and then all of a sudden, you got another Rocket Raccoon on your hands.
So we've got Russ on one end and Tom on the other end. You guys kind of have to settle this for us. I'm not going to cast the deciding vote here. I'm going to put that ball in your court. What do you think? Is this a good idea? Should you grab a book like this, or should you wait and see? I'm also more interested, because I had to do some digging to find out which Christopher McDonald we were going to get in this movie. I saw this post from James Gunn's Instagram himself, featuring a bunch of the cast hanging out and eating dinner at a table, featuring Christopher McDonald, as well as Michael Rooker, who played Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy and who James Gunn swears is not in the movie. He was just coming to hang out because he happened to be nearby. Make of that what you will.
Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here next week and every week until the end of time, as we've been doing for over 6 years. Hit the like button if you want to celebrate our anniversary and support this show. And let's talk about the #1 most trending comic in the world. And it's not Dazzler. Has the Dazzler Spec officially died? At the list at #1. Merc with a Mouth, #7. The first appearance of Lady Deadpool. Hot damn.
$85 average sales, $385 for CGC 9.8. Keep in mind, there is also a great second print and third print of this book. Those are super scarce. First appearance of Lady Deadpool. This has been a book we have been talking about over the past 5 or 6 years, and I think while it has moved up the echelon into being perpetually relevant, it has never been more relevant than right now.
So maybe that means don't buy it right now? This might be the time to sell this book if you happen to be sitting on one, because it's basically confirmed she's going to be in this movie. Like, we got a very brief glimpse of some sexy-looking Deadpool legs in the trailer that just dropped like a week ago. Maybe that's not Lady Deadpool. and I'll be embarrassed if that turns out to be true. But the community seems to think we're looking at Lady Deadpool, at least the bottom half of Lady Deadpool, and that's why we have a 533% increase in copies sold of this book over the last week. The only question is, who's going to play Lady Deadpool?
Is it going to be Taylor Swift? Is it going to be Blake Lively? Will Dazzler even be in the movie? Is Taylor Swift in the movie? They're saying she's not in the movie. For sure. I don't believe them. But what I do know is I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what your vote is. Maybe Ryan Reynolds is going to play Lady Deadpool, and we're all wrong. Hit the like and subscribe. Support the show, and as always,
Geek responsibly.
No said.